Doesn't sound
You're
like
live.
I am live. So welcome everybody this week as we talk about Evil Dead Rise, the latest in the Evil Dead verse, which may come out to be some really good things. And just gonna talk about Swallowing Souls, Dead by Dawn, and while a lot of people say that this movie was great, we're gonna ask, could it be greater?
Come get some.
Wow.
Love that
Shots
fucking joke.
fired.
No, it's because
Hey,
it's a joke.
I
Because
borrowed your movie. You're welcome to have it back.
murder everybody. How dare you? Didn't even get my fun joke about the grater. Okay. They use a grater in them.
Welcome to Horror Dork. I am Mr. Sir. Joining me as
I
always.
thought I was going to be Mr. Sir today.
Oh,
You're
because
golden.
he was Anthony
Golden's
earlier and he was going,
Anthony.
I'm so smart.
Is it? Well, the man you heard at the top of the episode is Golden,
Hello. Oh, I didn't.
and the man next
about
and
that.
the man next to me is Anthony.
Purple pants.
Anthony. It's got like a little of a well, we won't talk. Okay. Anyways, just keep going.
I don't know if you guys.
You want to go there?
You guys probably don't ever look at my Facebook, but I shared a thing that was like rejected what if timelines. And like it's a comedy group that was doing it, but the first one was what if Star-Lord's mom listened to different music. So like they redo the intro and he puts on the thing and it's playing, it's like fucking death metal. So it's just like I was like, yeah, that's fun.
Be a little before. Actually, I don't know. I think Mayhem was around like '87. That was when he got. You'd have Venom, yeah. But you'd have to be like from Norway to be into that.
I mean, yeah. My favorite one was the one that said, "What if Groot spoke English?" And
He
they're
does.
doing the famous scene at the end of the first one where he's like the ball and
Yeah.
Rocket's like, "You can't do this, you'll die." And then they just cut in the audio from Fast and the Furious, and he's like, "I've lived my life a quarter mile at a time." I lost my shit over it.
All right. So, Evil Dead
I
Rise.
started right off on a tangent. You're welcome.
Yeah,
If I
little
just
Guardians
complained about
talk.
people that do that, but man, whatever.
It's okay.
I also said I was going to knock over all the fucking equipment and leave. I just didn't think I'd do it 2 minutes into the show.
Oh, so Evil Dead Rise. That was a very interesting movie, I'd say. No,
I loved it.
But in all seriousness,
Evil Dead.
the Evil Dead series
My boobs messed
still
up.
remains champion among the horror series. It's just anything that has 3 or 4 titles eventually has a shitty ass movie, and Evil Dead
Yep.
doesn't have one yet.
No.
Okay, I thought we were about to fight. Literally,
No.
thought it was about to be. I was about to
Yeah.
about to catch hands.
Don't get me wrong, this is probably my least favorite of the Evil
See,
Dead movies. If I had to pick a favorite.
Honestly, for me, it like Evil Dead 2 is my top.
Okay. I don't know.
Absolutely top.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Then Evil Dead, just because it started all when you like see what they did, like going fucking door to door to businesses just to get enough money to make it and run out of money and then have to go back and get more money and all this stuff. So that's a huge thing because it's, obviously what I'm trying to do as a filmmaker. Then Evil Dead 2013. But I really like this one. Like I honestly think it might be better to me than 2013 was because they went a different way with it, and I think that says something. Plus, I could tell at least by certain things in the movie that whoever made the movie, their favorite one was Evil Dead 2.
So you think
for
that
sure.
Most
this
references.
is better than Evil Dead 2013?
I think so, in my opinion.
So join us next week when Mr.
Fucking
Sir and I
opinions.
will be discussing.
Why not? Why wouldn't it be?
No, it's fair. I mean,
No,
I
it's
like Evil
fair.
Dead
It's
2013
not
better.
I like 2013. I just
like-
don't like it better because I think that one was them trying to bring it, more with a new group of people and stuff, but still had the same idea, same location, stuff like that. Whereas this one, I thought they were like, what the fuck happens if this goes to
They're
the
still
city?
isolated.
Done. In a fucking high rise, isolated, where your neighbor is 2 inches away from you. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
but
the
there's
same
there's
isolation.
still the same amount of people in the movie as Evil Dead 2.
Still not isolation.
They're
You can
trapped.
get out. You're in a city.
Yeah. No, you can't get out because
You
the
can get out.
earthquake broke the elevator or the stairs. And the elevator don't work. Apparently, there's no fire escapes. Oh no, they can't get to the fire
They
escape.
can't get to it because of the
because that is a fucking building code right there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
right.
only
No wonder
apartment
this
that has
place is
access
getting
to it
condemned.
is
yeah, and
nobody's
it's a
living
line
there.
in the movie like
Yeah.
it's just like it's condemned just like every other shitty room in this apartment.
Now, one question I do have about this, and I'm not trying to take away from the main woman's acting ability, and by the main one, I don't mean the hero. I mean the mother that gets possessed
Okay.
right away. But how much
Smoke show.
how much of her getting that job do you think was because of her mouth? 'Cause
She's got
she had the perfect, like, that fucking creepy grin was like spot on.
Okay,
Like, I would hire
I'm
someone
glad you went
just
there.
for oh, it's not the same way I got this job with my mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, like,
I
the
thought
shape
you were
of her
going
mouth,
back
yeah.
to your days of
Good
auditioning for the
God.
podcast and
Days,
stuff.
days like every week you guys
Yeah,
make me
I
do
mean-
it. I mean, that's why I have so many drinks. I've got to get the fucking taste out
Yeah, savoring the flavor. You actually have us just ooze right in the cup, so you can enjoy it during the show.
throughout. I thought that was part of my rider. I have a full fucking thermos, bitches. Mr. Sir's just like, I'm fucking done already, guys.
he's like trying to hide his boner.
come on.
It's like that's why his legs are like up like that right
Wasn't
now.
it like the first
Have
week?
you
that-
Like, I'm
I'm-
getting turned on, guys.
Wore the wrong shorts today.
No, you wore the right ones.
Wasn't it the first week? Wasn't it Anthony that complained about how many times we brought up jizz, and now he's like talking about it too?
Yeah, but that okay. It wasn't the
One
first
of
week.
us.
We were doing a completely different show where we were targeting a completely different audience.
We're talking about Marvel
That's- yeah,
stuff.
that's-
Yeah, we were
right.
talking about like Marvel movies, and it was very likely that younger people would, and horror, like this stuff goes hand in hand with our regular sense of humor, so
It does.
it's more formatted to our tastes, anyways.
Absolutely.
Golden specifically.
Fucking, I'm a horror hound. A horror.
You're a hound for something. I don't know if horror is the word.
A little bit of everything. Little column
Maybe,
A, little column B.
Maybe rom-coms.
Oh, definitely rom-coms. This was a rom-com.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. It was totally a rom-com. They
I
had
mean,
a
I
cute-
know you're trying to prove a point right now, but I don't even see how you can prove that point.
You didn't feel the fucking sparks between the dude that lived next door, that his dad was like hiding cats in the vents and
Okay, but
the main girl,
Golden, you
like-
know there's certain conventions that normally go into
yeah,
a
there was the meet
rom-com.
cute, which happened when
There was no meet
people were
cute.
bleeding.
They had already met.
That was the meet cute when
No,
they
it
met.
wasn't.
It was with the sister.
The meet cute is I'm meeting for the first time
Yeah, he met the sister for the first time, and he's like, "Oh, hi.
or meeting after a
You're
long
getting murdered
time.
by demons, and your eyes are so pretty." Speaking of eyes, there was way too much fucking eye trauma in this movie. I will go on record as saying that because
It
one
was awesome.
the
Yeah,
trailer
Golden has an eye thing.
I already knew I was gonna have issues when the trailer showed that tattoo needle slowly coming toward the eye, and that's what kills me. Like, I think I can deal with like a quick,
Hey, I'm wearing
like a
my,
quick jab in the eye. I can deal with that. Maybe not great, but I can a little bit.
good eye stuff in this.
But it's when it's that slow fucking. Is it gonna go in the eye? Is it gonna go in? That is what gets me. And yep, it's bad. It's bad.
What'd you guys think of the look of the Necronomicon?
Loved it.
I like.
I loved
yeah.
it too. I liked it a lot.
So is this it? There's not going to be any newer looking Necronomicons?
It depends. Some people are saying that they believe that the 2013 one, since it was kind of considered a reboot, is the same one. It's supposed to be the one from the Ash universe.
I don't
so
think
this
so
will be
because
the
I
thing.
think
Let
what
me
they
stop you right there because I want to hear what his thought is for the
I mean, that
dialogue
wasn't even
here.
my thought.
because what I
was
because
telling you what
how
other
I
people
took
said.
it is because the one from Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, those are all supposed to be the same book.
All three of them were in Army of Darkness.
No,
Keep reading Army of Darkness.
anyways,
Yeah, they were.
shut up.
he's like,
Um,
don't. listen to Cody.
So that's what I considered one of the books. The other book, there's because in the thing they said that this is the third of the books of the whatever books of the dead
On the record?
whatever. Yes, and
Naturom Demonto.
so I took that as
I don't know.
the 2013 one is the second book, and this is the third book, and because of they all look so different, and Raimi always was, and everybody that was kind of involved with this, with the 2013 one, always kind of like let it be open to the fact that they could be, either part of the same universe or parallel. And I think what with this new one, what with that bit of dialogue, they just kind of like made it canon. So I think that Ash is going to show up. No,
He
but
does in
Mia
this.
might show up.
But
Ash's voice is
from what I read a thing that said Bruce Campbell went on record as saying, if Sam Raimi directs a movie that ties all three of these together, he will show up as Ash. He probably wouldn't be the main guy, I'm sure, because he's gone on record so many times as saying he's too fucking old to play
Yeah,
Ash.
but
But he
Yeah,
might
if they
show
have
up to like kind of
his
pass the
acting was
torch.
good for the 80s.
but if they
there's
have-
no way it's good.
Why do you want to fucking fight?
if they have
Oh, fucking hand.
if they have Mia show up in a like a sequel to this, I think that would be really, really fucking cool. Especially how this
Evil Dead No Way Home?
movie begins so strongly because you don't know what the hell's going on.
Do you think they would do Evil Dead No Way Home? They call it that. And all three protagonists show up at once. Wait, Anthony's already done with me.
So
It's like, I'm done with your
Did
shit.
you heard
No.
Bruce Campbell's voice, right?
Yeah, he's on the
Is
record.
that a time displaced Ash?
No, I think he's just him yelling. It's called the Book of the Dead for a reason.
Yeah, but it could be time displaced, right?
I think it's just him doing a cameo.
Yeah.
I don't think
Including
it's
his apple
Ash.
biting.
Yeah,
Fully
Bruce
with-
Campbell did Foley work for the eye
yeah,
bite.
yeah.
They,
Bit an apple or something.
Yeah.
and here's another question. Do you think in the next Evil Dead movie, someone will have the recording of them reading from the Necronomicon on an 8-track? Like, is that our next step? Because we went from
Well,
reel
no.
to reel to
No,
record to now we're going to do an 8-track?
I think
I find an iPod classic.
Zune. It's a fucking Zune. Whoop.
That is in.
it was.
I had a Zune. I
I
love
think it was on a record because what else are they going to record voices on back then?
Okay, so why couldn't it be on an 8-track for the next one? Why are you trying to blow holes in my theory when really it's still a good theory? It's a fucking solid
It's
theory.
not a good theory.
It is. What's the next step in voice recording after a record?
Cassette tape.
Yeah.
Fuck no. What happened to the 8-track? The 8-track fucking is in this. In fact, the Delta 88 probably had an 8-track player.
It probably
So
did.
now you can have
Yeah,
the
you're
Delta
probably
88
right.
show up and the fucking 8-track pops it in. He's just driving and now the car gets possessed like it did in the show. Boom! You're welcome. I just wrote the next book. Movie.
Next book.
Yeah, the next book. Now
The
it's-
next
Necronomicon, Ex Mortem.
yeah.
It was called the. Fuck, I'm bad with this microphone today. I almost just knocked it over.
Mr. Sir, what did you think when the movie opened? Well, you knew it was set in a city, right?
Yeah.
What did you think when it opened though, and you seen that A-frame style cabin?
I was like, whoa. I was like, how did they get from here to the city?
Yeah.
And then, once it gets going and you're man, that was so cool.
Now,
So this girl, she's at this cabin and she's being annoyed by her cousin's, it's her cousin, right? Her cousin's boyfriend. So she goes and she's trying to leave. She just seems like she's and her friend.
she's like, I'm just gonna
cousin's
take your fucking car and take off.
Yeah. So she's reading Wuthering Heights, and the cousin just snaps to life and is like reciting this lines from the book.
With her back to her.
Yeah. Now, something that I think that they kind of like the Deadite possession feels like it does like overdose kind of symptoms as well. Like especially
You
later
think that
with
was
the
a nod
mom
to
when she's like
2013?
throwing up and then she's like burning up and all that other good stuff.
That-
I mean,
That's also something that kind of harkens back to Evil Dead 2013.
yeah, because you're not sure what's wrong with her at first, and then she.
I mean, in fairness, you tuned
know
into
what's
an
wrong
Evil
with
Dead,
her.
right? You turned into
You
an
know
Evil
what's
Dead
wrong.
movie.
You know what's
exactly.
wrong with her,
In
but
fact,
her.
you knew what was wrong with her the minute the boyfriend was like, "Yeah, she's still like, she's not feeling
Yeah,
good."
something's wrong.
Oh well, shit, she's possessed.
See what's up with her. I'm like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah, when that drone came flying up, well, you think it's a Deadite at first, and it comes flying up. Which is
Yeah.
super cool, and then it hits the dude in the face, I can't remember, was it the dude or the girl?
It zips by her.
Zips
Yeah.
fire. Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't
Because-
hit anybody.
It doesn't hit
does.
any.
No, not till later.
No,
Well, later, but when you see it, like, I was like, oh my gosh, if they haven't cut their head off, that is so stupid. But it doesn't. It's just like little cut marks.
Yeah, I was like going, how fucking strong is this drone gonna
I
be?
know.
Because at first, like the girl's like, you could have cut my head off, and I'm like,
Right.
that's anybody that
was a really
sees
good
something
setup.
like that and doesn't understand how the toy's built. That would think that. The same people are like, oh man, I was so close to the ceiling fan, it almost decapitated me. Like it's clearly that would never work. So I was like, well, and then so I was happy to see that they didn't go with.
Dawn of the
You
Dead.
are-
Oh, it was with
That's
like I've seen it on MythBusters, especially because you have one of the like the old school ones with Wicker in the middle. My head's definitely stronger than Wicker. Take out your Wicker fan.
Not smart.
Rah! No, probably not.
Oh, you heard it.
Oh, of course I
I
heard
like
it.
to drop little bombs when he listens to the
I
podcast.
got no hair here to block that. Well, I do have a lot of hair in my ears, but I take care of it pretty frequently. I'm at that old man level where maintaining hair isn't just the beard now. It's fucking ears, nose, fucking eyebrows. all
Nipples.
Oh, I don't. It's around my nipples. My nipples are clear. It's like a forest, and then there's like two clearings, like alien circles, like right at the nipple.
Crop circles in your
Yeah.
chest hair.
It is just whoop whoop, two nips.
What did you think?
Just do a countdown.
What did you think about the book? Because you asked me.
I liked it a lot. I like that it looks like it has teeth.
Yeah, and I had to take the blood to open
Yeah.
up.
It felt very though like Harry Potter, because there's that book in Harry Potter, the monsters, and it's a fucking monster with the same exact kind of teeth.
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
I definitely like the. I definitely like the. First of all, Mr. Sir knows. He's magic.
Yeah, true.
I was like,
He knows
Anthony, how
exactly
did
what
Anthony
book.
miss that fucking dick? By the way, that's your main thing.
I've
That's
been
your
sleeping on those
brother.
lately.
word. It's bad. I loved when like the blood like kind of fucking soaks into it, and
Yeah.
but it's also so funny because like my wife will watch horror movies and she likes some, but she's not a horror movie person. So it's so funny like when you're watching like this with a not real big horror movie person, and the fucking hole opens up in the ground, and she just goes, "Don't, no, don't go down there." And I'm like, "No, he needs to go down there. We need this to fucking happen."
Yeah.
And also, like, let's be honest. If it was me, and at first I was gonna say me as a teenager, but me even now, and I look into a hole that just opened up in the ground, and I see like a bank vault type thing, I'm climbing down there. I'm gonna be like, "What the fuck's down there? I want it all."
Yeah, bank fault. You're hoping there's going to be like something cool.
I mean, I probably would have gotten out there pretty quick once I looked and saw like a million fucking crosses. But also the part where the fucking statue of Jesus comes forward.
Yeah,
It's hilarious because my wife goes, "Jesus," and I go, "Literally."
Yeah, that's what
Like
it
I didn't
is.
even miss a beat. I was like, "Literally," and she just looked at me like I was an asshole, which is fair because I am. But I was like, "Come on, that was gold. That was perfect." You just said
Yeah,
Jesus, and it
you're
was
gold.
Jesus. It was
You're
Jesus.
gold.
It was the best.
Yeah, you're gold.
Aw.
And
Also, can we
It's
just
very
talk-
lucky that kid who has a bunch of DJ equipment came across the records.
yeah.
But, I mean, it was either that or a hipster. Like those were the two
It's a
options.
little bit of both.
And they're like, well, we don't really
He's
want to
got-
put a
he's got,
hipster in
like,
this
the-
again after 2013. 'Cause I felt like that guy was a hipster.
Okay.
The guy that fucking read the book in the first place.
Okay. Anyways, he wasn't a hipster.
Also, can we talk about the person who recorded the record?
Yeah.
What an absolute fucking dick move to make the first one you're going to come up to be the incantations that
That was
release
really
the
funny.
evil.
Yeah,
and then it's
yeah,
not till
yeah,
the
yeah.
second record that you go, "Oh, don't fucking play that record."
Yeah,
that
I
was
know.
that
Are
made
you
me.
shitting me?
That was really funny. Like that was something that this movie had that that the 2013 one didn't have, which was humor. This movie does have like funny stuff in it.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of like the supernatural stuff is like a lot more prevalent. Like they like in the opening, like the girl like levitates out of the water, and then the title comes on.
Did you
Man,
say
what
she
a what a
rose?
great image that is. Evil Dead Rises. She's like floating
It's
above
like
the
reflecting
water.
in the water.
I like the fact too that they released that for free, like that first chunk. So like it lets you understand what you're going to be watching in the movie, but at the same time, not
You
take away
watched
from
that?
No, I
I-
heard about it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I'm not-
gonna
I was
say-
like-
I was like, you sicko.
Dude, I
What's
pre-ordered
wrong
Evil
with
Dead
you?
Rise like on digital before it came out because I was like, I know I'm going to be buying this.
Oh, you pre-ordered it?
Fuck yeah. And I I was like, why delay the inevitable? I know I'm gonna fucking buy it.
Yeah.
It's like this way, the day it comes out, I can be like, oh, I got it, and then wait 3 more.
I think I'll buy it too, but I'm gonna wait for it to come out in a replica Necronomicon.
Oh, when that happens, I'll buy it again.
Yeah,
I'll buy the
same here.
physical media.
I bought the
too.
digital too.
Man, speaking of those replica Necronomicons, mine has seen better days.
Why?
Oh,
What
man.
happened?
Mine is falling apart.
I don't think I've seen one that was in good condition ever. Like anybody that shows theirs, I think it's just that foam that it was made out
Oh
of.
yeah, I
It was
have
like
the,
meant to self-destruct in 10 years.
I have the one from I have the original one. I have the
used to
first
have
Evil Dead one, and
1
it's
and 2 in the Necronomicon version.
falling apart. I was moving around my collection yesterday, and
You can't touch it.
holy cow!
You gotta preserve it in glass. Preserve it in glass. Like, don't open this.
Dust.
Why? Is it evil? No, it'll fucking fall apart. Please don't touch it.
Yeah.
Is it evil? You got it wrapped in black garbage bag and barbed wire.
I do. Saying, please don't open this. Why? It's gonna fall apart. It really is. It's
And all
crappy
the
foam.
pages are written on. Please stop turning the pages.
Please stop.
You're ruining it. And also, if you go on Etsy, I think you can find like 300 Necronomicon replicas. in
Yeah, I'm
every
gonna
form.
say I was like
There's some of them
when I
are
was
really
looking at
fucking
it
good.
yesterday. Yeah, when I was looking at it yesterday and I was moving it, and I was like, I could probably just get like if I spent like $45-$50, I could get a pretty nice replica. One.
These are the people
Yeah,
that clearly
looks
went through the
pretty good.
movies and paused at every fucking page and then recreated it. And it's like, holy Jesus.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet. That is something that I think I would get. Like as like a cool display piece. That or like maybe like the laminate configuration.
I saw
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I saw somebody like it posted that
Hellraiser.
they have their Etsy shop and they do resin relief busts. And they said like they're like, this is my painted Henrietta one, and it looked awesome. So I'm like, oh, I'll check it out. So I clicked on it and it just brings you to his Etsy page. So it doesn't bring you right away to Henrietta.
Right.
And so they're showing some of the relief busts and they're like $35. And I'm like, oh man. I was like, I'll drop $35 on that Henrietta. Then you get to the Henrietta one, and that one's like one of his, and I'm not saying it's not worth the money because it is. He put a lot into it. But those are like the 150 and some of the ones I'm like, oh, you got me again, Etsy. Every time.
When you clicked on it, were you hoping that Henrietta's bust had a bust?
I was hoping so.
Yeah.
Someone's in my fruit
So
salad.
he can relief himself.
The number of Evil Dead 2 references in this fucking movie, I loved it. Like,
There's none.
why do you want me to throw hands today? It started off with Henrietta's Pizza.
Yeah, I seen that. That was sweet.
I was like,
Oh, I didn't
oh,
even
Like
pick
all
up
the
on that.
characters are named after like an actor or whatever.
yeah, it was fun.
I like
And the
from the
by
Evil Dead
dawn,
series.
I was like, yes, fucking raging hard on at that point.
dude, when they picked up the pizza and they're walking through the garage, I'm like, well, there's a tree stump remover that's gonna come in handy
yeah.
later.
Oh yeah,
I like that this movie was really good at setting up all the little things that you knew that were gonna come back later on. Like, are you using my scissors? And she slides them under the bed. I was like, well, that's gonna be a weapon later.
the doll staff.
Yes.
She'll
Oh
protect
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Like, yeah, can't wait. Also, kudos to this movie for just killing kids.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I
that
know they
was
didn't do the
brutal.
youngest one, but they
They
fucking-
did.
oh they yeah, but
He was dead.
the youngest was the little girl.
Oh, no,
I mean, they
I'm
didn't
sorry.
kill her, but they
the,
killed the
little
fucking-
boy.
Yeah, those
the
kids,
little boy who was like maybe a little older. I thought that. I'm
yeah,
sorry,
the
I
fact
forgot
that they were willing to
they didn't kill the little.
like I was like, oh,
but-
like when the daughter like the tattoo stuff on her cheek like
Yeah.
spread out, and I'm like, oh, I go, and then I'm like, but are they gonna? Then I didn't know. I was like, are they
Yeah,
gonna do
when I
the
saw her
Ash
put it-
coming back
she
from
dipped
being
it
a
in her-
Deadite thing, and then they didn't, and they went with it, and then the fucking brother went, and I'm like, oh, they're just fucking killing them all. The family reunion will be in hell.
This movie has some really scary looking imagery in it. Like,
Oh,
like
so-
as far as like, just like, I just think that stuff is so cool, and they have them like float and stuff, and
You like that?
And then
yeah.
zoom across.
Yes, I like that stuff.
The use of the fucking people was awesome.
The what?
The people,
What people?
like seeing peephole. You fuck.
See, yeah. Okay, I didn't like that.
Why not?
I
Oh, I
thought
don't
it
like
was a
style stuff.
super-
Maybe it was in a foreign language. I'd like it.
Yeah.
No. Here's the one. I think I'm with Anthony. I'll finish what you're gonna say. I'm sorry.
So I thought it was really cool. I really liked the shot. It was super creative, but it didn't fit the movie. And at any minute, I was waiting because like the movie's so serious tones. Like, yeah, it has humor and stuff, but it's not super over the top yet. At least not in that fashion. I'm like waiting for the Benny Hill music to start playing. Like,
See, I didn't.
you know.
I did not take that as being like a humorous thing. I thought it was more the anxiety of the fact that you can see them and they're right through on
Right.
the other side of this door. Which
Because like a
thank
peephole's
God we knew that
fisheye.
it was a strong door.
just
That
looks
was the thing.
goofy.
That was my complaint. Was that
I think it
because the
accentuated
fisheye?
her mouth with her fucking smile.
The part
Awesome.
that it made that it
Yeah,
didn't make
I like
that I didn't like it in is when they get her out of the apartment the first time and then they just lock it and then she's just like killing everybody and you're watching her
That's
do
what
it.
I'm talking about.
You're watching her do it through that
That's what I'm
lens,
talking
and
I
I
could
was
have done
like,
without that, but I meant
it's like that's lame. I
yeah.
wanted to see because
That's
you
what I'm talking
just
about.
see
Waiting for the Benny Hill music to start playing.
See, I meant more like the shots of her sitting.
No,
there
that was cool.
talking to
I
them.
like
Yeah,
that.
I would
yeah.
have rather seen
I
that.
like
happen.
that. Yeah.
that stuff I didn't mind but that sequence through the because I just felt like that was a little cheap. But
That's
they do like there's other stuff where they totally make up for it, like I don't want to get it too ahead of but the final Deadite thing was so fucking crazy looking.
Oh, the ring around the rosy.
The hybrid Deadite, like it was kind of out of nowhere, but like
Well, they showed the drawing of it.
yeah. But you didn't understand like what that was. Like it's just like fucked up imagery in the book, but then once it starts like kind of like mirroring what's going on, at that point you've seen so much fucking crazy shit that you don't remember that particular image. You know what I mean? I didn't see that.
I
coming.
disagree, but for myself personally, when I watched it,
Okay.
What did you guys think about her egg recipe?
Oh, those eggs were
what
disgusting.
was
It
it?
was so
Why'd she
gross.
do that?
Because she was fucking possessed.
She just came in and started cracking eggs.
Because
Yeah,
it
but
was
they were all
creepy.
and they were like full of blood and stuff too.
Yeah.
They weren't like good at it. It's so gross.
Like,
That was like the first thing she did. Like she gets possessed in the elevator or whatever, and then comes back in. Oh, what about that scene?
oh, the fucking elevator,
Yeah,
taking the place of the trees.
yeah, that was cool. I mean,
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, that
maybe they
was
set that up.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Wild.
because you figure all the movies had like some sort of tree scene in them, and like you can't do that in a high rise, unless it's like one of those weird high rises where like in the lobby there's like one of those trees that grows up out of the. So what are you gonna do with it? And they're like, oh, fine, let's use elevator cables. And it's like fucking good job. That's like the tree of the city. Elevators.
the tree of the city.
tree of the
Out
city. You
elevators.
heard it here first.
Right. You're welcome.
Yeah, like how they use like the cable cords and everything to use for like in place of the vines and
Yeah.
roots and stuff. I thought that was really creative and cool. One of my favorite ones was the cheese grater. Just
Oh yeah, that was one that they
So,
like hinted to.
Man,
also in
problem
the
with
trailer.
that is it was foreshadowed so much in like the advertising and stuff.
Well, that was one of the things that they actually sent out
yeah.
with the press mark junket too. Was like
Oh,
a
was it?
cheese grater.
That
prop.
makes sense.
But I have a cheese grater that looks just like it that I bought for
Everybody has that.
That
cheese
now I'm
grater.
gonna fucking cover it in blood and gore and just like, what up? Got my own Evil Dead prop. Good.
That I felt like it was. I was expecting more because of how much they advertised that.
Yeah, they really didn't use
cheese
it that
grater.
much. It was just, but it's
on the
still
leg.
like when I talked to
I didn't really get into the advertising too much of the movie. I
Well,
only
just
saw the one trailer.
because
and
like
that
the
was it.
posters were all over social media and stuff, and I kept seeing that cheese grater.
Well, it's funny too because like I was talking to some people when the trailer came out, and a lot of them, like I kept talking about the tattoo gun scene because that was creeping me out because it was like it kept showing it like just that mirror things away from the eye, and almost everybody else I talked to was like the cheese grater. Like that really got me and all stuff. I'm like, really? Like it didn't bother me. I'm like, that's just a leg.
I
Like,
mean, we've all like when we're using the thing accidentally like grazed ourselves with it or whatever. So I
Not
mean,
when you're born with cheese grating skills in your blood.
that's true.
Italian as fuck.
It's a great summer cheese. Eh?
Oh,
Good
fuck.
God.
The skin probably looked like Parmesan, like good Parmesan, you know.
Just-
Like like
Bloody.
turkey
All,
and-
all the good Parmesan's covered in blood.
the mozzarella.
Yeah, it's a mozzarella.
It already had the it already had the sauce on it, right? It's the fucking blood. Marinara. Marinara.
Oh, Golden, that's your best. That was your best one yet. Side splitter.
Your girlfriend's gonna get so mad at you for being mean to me. Knock everything down and just barrel out of here. Fucker.
Well, you don't want to hold hands. Okay, so
Anthony looks like he's ready to Hulk out.
Yarr.
Sweatpants.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to Hulk out. Hulk out with my.
Go on, keep going.
I gotta
What
be
were you
careful
gonna
what I say here.
With your bulk out.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably the best way to do it.
Whatever that means.
Because we were making a joke about my Italian ancestry or whatever. I was gonna be like, Hulk
Without-
out with my 2-inch mini guinea.
You know, it comes full circle because that now makes sense why Anthony's wearing those purple stretchy shorts
They're not shorts.
or pants. I mean,
That's
they are.
why he's saying it.
On normal
Yeah.
height people.
You didn't know. That's why I said it. Good God.
Oh, I'm sorry. Short jokes off limits.
Yeah.
Son of a
yeah.
bitch.
So I
Mr.
Golden kind of got it.
moonshine this morning.
Golden
Golden,
ca-
Golden Groves.
First of all, you don't want to see me drunk on here. I think I go off on tangents now.
You're drunk.
What did you guys think of the final girl? I can't remember her name.
Yeah, my phone's charging.
Groupie sister.
Yeah.
She wasn't a groupie. She was a guitar technician.
Yes.
Pretty sure the Deadites said otherwise.
Well,
Multiple times.
Yeah, and then the head gets kicked through the wood chipper.
I like when she's like talking to the little girl and she's like, "You'll be a good mommy someday." And she's like, "Oh, why?" And she's like, "You're good at lying to kids." It's like, yeah.
Beth.
know how
The
to
fact that
lie
you
to
can
kids.
say with a straight face that to that kid that you're gonna get out of it okay. It's like you're
Yeah.
gonna need therapy for
I
years
thought
at
at that
minimum.
point she was going to be possessed.
Yeah, I thought Beth was a good
Yeah, me too.
good protagonist.
Yeah, I did not think it was going that route.
No?
Who'd you think
I was
was gonna be
surprised
the
that Beth
neighbor?
was even in the movie.
Oh,
I
really?
didn't see her on any of the advertising stuff. It was always like the cheese grater, lots of the mom,
The
the one
kid.
daughter. Yeah,
Yeah.
the oldest.
Yeah, I guess and I mean, I guess I didn't really like look into like what the story was about other than it takes place in urban decay setting instead of as opposed to like a rural
Which I
like
was
cabin
nice,
in the woods.
but-
Yeah, it was, and I think they separated like got them like separated from society pretty well. I mean, it was pouring out, so nobody could hear him yelling outside. They, no,
sorry,
go
I
on.
thought you were done. No,
Nope,
sorry.
I am
Oh, okay.
done.
Well, it's just a stupid little thought I had. So, like, two of the biggest grossing horror movies this year is Scream 6 and Evil Dead Rise, and they both took out either like a very isolated setting or a suburban setting and set them right in the heart of like two of the major cities in the United States.
Yeah. I thought that was
That's
pretty
cool.
interesting. Yeah. That's cool. That is cool.
Of
Two
course,
awesome
there was the
movies, yeah.
there was the foreshadowing of the fucking parking garage gate not working.
Oh yeah.
As soon as like that kid was having problems, like, you're like, well, that's gonna come back
Yeah.
and bite him right in the ass.
Yep. That was good. So you like the creature? You thought that was pretty
Yeah, I
cool?
thought that the like big
Behemoth or
deadite.
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Aboleth, I don't know, something like that.
The ultra deadite.
The what?
The ultra deadite.
It
Deadite
looked
Prime.
like it reminded
The
me
Deadite
of
Transform or Power Ranger.
it honestly reminded me like a little bit of like the Cenobites. And there's also a Neil Blomkamp, one of the Oates shorts. I think Dakota Fanning stars in it. I don't remember. It's she's running from a creature
Oh yeah,
that is like a massive like all of the like these scientists and everything. They're just like it's just like
That's so
absorbing
cool.
people. Yeah, it kind of like reminded me of
society.
that.
yeah, kind of yeah.
Yeah, but it was like a big monster
Yeah.
that's coming towards you, like made of arms. It's so that one that could have been made into like a full movie. I think
I feel
that
like
would have
almost
been
any
cool.
of those.
Yeah, the firebrand one was really cool. That one I liked the where it's
Me too.
Takes place in Vietnam.
That's the first one, right?
Yes.
Have you watched those at all? The old
Those
studios?
shorts.
I think
Yeah,
they're on Netflix, right?
they are on Netflix. You
Okay,
should
yeah.
definitely watch them. Neil Blomkamp made all of them.
Yeah, he
like
did.
the first few of them are they're fake infomercials for like
Yeah.
for like these like a blender or something, and the guy just like
Yeah.
eats his arm
You know
off.
Neil Blomkamp,
Yeah.
right?
District 9.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Elysium, Chappie.
Love fucking District 9 and Chappie.
You don't like Elysium?
Or
I love Elysium.
Demonic, a really shitty movie. That movie was bad.
Because of the CGI.
He's doing the Gran Torino movie or Gran Turismo movie.
Gran Torino 2.
Gran Torino. Yeah,
bringing Clint back.
another
Clint
bad.
back. We just like get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Another Gran Torino.
He like crawls out of the ground as a zombie. I said, get off my lawn.
Grumpy Clint Eastwood. As if there's
He
any
gets
other
out
kind.
the voodoo drums, starts playing the voodoo song from Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Holy crap. If they did Gran Torino 2 in the vein of Weekend at Bernie's.
See, I'd rather see it in the vein of like Evil Dead. Like all of a sudden, Clint Eastwood's body just fucking shoots up
Can't
out of
really-
the ground, and just hangs there. Like
Can't really quote too much of that movie.
all I got is get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And Gran Torino. The song that he
Gotta squint a lot.
sings during the credits.
I love it. You don't get stuff like that very often.
Clint Eastwood
From
singing.
like what?
Yeah,
Clint Eastwood singing.
Clint Eastwood and Will Smith. Those two
They're
are
known for making their own soundtracks.
deepest, bluest. My head is like a shark's
That's
fin.
LL Cool J.
Yeah, I know that's
Oh.
LL Cool.
You said
J.
Will Smith. I'm like, there's no way
I
he's
was just
messing that up
giving
right now.
examples of those.
But you
Wild
love
Wild
that
West.
stuff too.
I do. I love that
Okay,
stuff, and I
okay.
think it's funny that Clint Eastwood has also done that.
You think he was sitting there like first day of recording, and he was like, watch Men in Black and I watched Wild Wild West, and I think I should be able to.
That's what inspired
Yeah.
him.
I think I
like,
should be. And the
I
director's like, dude, you wanna
Wasn't
rap
he the
at the end of the
director?
thing?
$1 million baby.
Yeah, well, he could have been talking to himself in the mirror.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know, fuck
okay.
it. It's Clint Eastwood. He does what he wants. He's like,
I
I'm
was
gonna.
talking to a chair. I was
Watch
pretending
Deep-
it was me.
Then I watched Deep Blue Sea, and I looked at myself in the mirror and said, "Do you feel lucky, punk?" So I wrote that song.
We're just waiting.
Gran Torino.
Also, by the way, one of my probably my favorite.
the mule. Oh, it's the mule.
Why is he having an orgasm?
He's just singing because he's
He's-
like 90.
He's remembering a mule that he had when he
mule.
was doing westerns. The mule, just jerking it furiously.
There's a story that because
No, there's not.
yes, there is.
About
A story.
him
There's always
having
a
sex with
story.
horse.
No,
Oh,
but it is about
You just took
horses
that jump.
because
that's what I was saying, and he's like, "There's a story."
about horses.
Oh, okay.
If you would let me fucking tell it, Clint
Oh, it's
Eastwood, in how his directing style is, he doesn't, action and cut. You don't yell that on sets with horses because it scares them. So he goes, "All right," and when you're done, he goes, "That's enough." Because he does, and he still does that, but he's like doing that on like the set of like Gran Torino where there are no horses or anything.
He's like, that'll do, pig. That'll do.
That's enough.
See, my
I
favorite.
don't know which was better, Golden's joke or your story.
Why are you being a jerk?
Because you guys were a jerk to me on chat
Absolutely.
yesterday.
All the time. That's what we do.
Yeah, you just got. I was helping my friend Golden out, and Anthony's just sending sarcastic gifts to be
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, because his wife wanted to watch it.
Listen, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like it too. I like Can't Buy Me Love. I don't care.
I like
Can't
how
Buy Me
you
Love.
started defending it. You're like, I know nothing about this movie.
It's like I
I'm
don't
just doing
know.
it
It's
for
just like, I don't know. His wife said she wanted to watch it, so I fucking downloaded it on the play. And the funny thing was, I told her like that day when I started posting, I go, it's probably. I go, I got you. And then I was gonna search for it that night, and then you're like, Golden, I had it. I'm like, oh, thank God, because I was gonna search for it tonight, and then it would have been like, fuck. And
Yeah, it wasn't on there, and so I don't.
the Can't Buy Me Love is it's a good
So
80s.
you don't need to watch it.
I'll kill you. It's the worst fucking movie. I was so happy to see in the one horror movie addict, the horror movie addicts group that I'm in on Facebook.
Okay.
Somebody said like, what's the thing in a movie that you just can't get past or whatever? And I was ready. I was ready to jump on it, and I click on it, and then like one of the first people that I see that commented was like, how did the Creeper and Jeepers Creepers get vanity plates? And I was like, all right, my work here's done. I don't even need to say anything. I was like, 100%. Thank you. I'm glad somebody else sees that and says, what the fuck is
Just
that?
heart reacting, go on with your day.
Fucking done. Because it makes, whatever. I'm not going to get into that tangent again.
We should review it for the podcast.
Why would you make me watch that garbage?
I don't
again?
want to.
Nobody wants to watch that shit. I don't know why you want a solid hour of me just yelling and screaming and just be like, this is fucking stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever.
What do we got? You got anything you want to talk about for me?
What was there anything in the movie that you didn't care for?
Just like I said, that action sequence.
Yeah, that one was kind of lame. I didn't love how much CGI I noticed.
Yeah.
CGI blood.
Well,
and-
especially because Lee Cronin's whole model is you don't define with CGI, you refine. I probably butchered it. You don't define, you refine.
Yeah,
He's like,
Which
you
there's a
don't
lot of practical,
define.
there is.
CGI is covering up the practical sometimes.
It is, and there's cool stuff. I love this movie. I had a really fun time watching it.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning part where the Deadite girl grabs her cousin and just scalps her.
Then just brings it to the pier.
I watched this movie twice, and both times I went whoa out loud because it took me so by surprise. And how the movie wraps up with how this girl got possessed by Evil Dead is she lived on the first floor, so she wasn't a part of this at all. She didn't get trapped in I don't know how she didn't hear the stump grinder running and somebody running a chainsaw and chopping somebody up and all that stuff, but
she probably took sleeping pills. She's like,
I mean, it was probably like kind of when she's like walking out, maybe there was some sort of, but man, imagine waking up to that, going outside, you're getting ready to go on a fun trip, and then you just look in your rear view and there's just the equivalent of 3 people just juiced everywhere. Like
Dude.
that would be so fucked.
In fairness, she was running late, and she was getting bitched at on the phone by the person she was running late for. So I mean, maybe you don't pay attention to all
the
those
person because she was worried that she was going to cancel.
Yeah, and then
She's like, I don't think I'm going to.
Then she's like, great. Then I'm stuck with my boyfriend in a cabin. Like, how horrible is he that his fucking girlfriend was like, I just need someone else to be here. Anybody else. I don't give a shit who it is. I can't be with this drone douche all fucking weekend for a romantic getaway. And he probably was like, yes, everybody can't. He probably told all the other people to cancel so that he could have this romantic weekend. And then he's like, oh, okay, I guess you're just gonna have a headache and I'm stuck with your fucking cousin that doesn't like me and a drone. I guess I'm gonna just be
my wet blanket cousin.
Who brought
another thing I really liked about the movie was I did like the recording a lot. And especially like after they do the incantation, the summoning ritual or whatever, and then it gets to the other part where he's like, oh, by the way, I really hope you didn't play that first part because now what I just did has awakened something that I can't stop. It doesn't matter what I do. I've buried it. I've cut it up, and the pieces that I've cut up have come after me. You have to like absolutely destroy the body completely and wholly.
And he's like,
I love that.
Suck.
I know you brought that up earlier, but I wanted to reiterate
It's
like
such
how
a dick move. Like
how that like made me laugh so fucking hard when they finally get the record on and they start listening. They're like, maybe there's answers on this other one, and the answer is like, so I really fucked you big time on this. I'm sorry.
You're
about
listening
that.
to this. Sorry for your losses.
I don't know why this was saved. I should have just destroyed this first part of the tape or record.
In every one of these movies, the real villain is whoever records the fucking reading and doesn't destroy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in the first one, it's the professor who knows? Because he even says it in later parts of the recording. He's like, "Yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah,
My
this
wife,
was a bad
I
idea.
buried my wife in the basement. She's fucking crazy, and it's a reel to reel. Like those are so easy to destroy. Just
Yes.
done.
Well, it's probably like the book; it won't let you.
That is true because after like the power goes out, the thing like kicks back on and is like he can't turn it,
And
he can't
do you
pull
think
it.
Mr. Loomis was busy hunting Michael Myers, so he couldn't find time to destroy the real.
Do you think that the people that recorded the record did it at a weird speed to make it even harder to play?
I
Then
think
why
so.
even
It's
record
just
it?
that old recording style from the 1800s.
Was it that speed? Is that the 1800 speed? Do you know?
Do I know? Like they couldn't even get the records to spin flat. Oh,
Here's the thing: is that all records
Oh
are
brother.
played at certain speeds. So clearly, the people who did it, it's science, guys. I don't know why. You're welcome. It's just science. I'm just saying.
Good.
I believe
Excellent new character that Sultan is trying out.
Professor.
Smart guy.
I like it.
Professor Golden.
I like
Golden.
it because
like
it's got it's definitely
I'm clearly smart.
yeah,
I
it's
have
got potential.
I have black rimmed glasses on.
Yep, makes you smart.
Don't. There's no protection. Oh God. I failed.
I was gonna call your bluff
Well,
on
he
that
used to
one.
have-
I could kind of see that there was
He
no
used to have the
frames in
science
there.
corner, remember?
I
That's
do.
right.
In the old...
You guys love my science stuff.
Yeah, but what happened to it?
We haven't
Best
gotten
part
into enough
is
of
he
it.
would argue and after end the episode, be like, I have no idea if what I said was right or not.
I usually just throw shit out there. Like, here's the thing: there's plenty of debate styles. Mine is just be loud and angry and forceful, and you're gonna win because even if you're not right, most people are gonna finally be like, "I'm just done fucking arguing with you," and you win.
Yeah.
And that means you win.
That's sometimes how I get.
It was like
I'm like,
our-
you know what? Not worth it.
our one friend used to he posted the one time on Facebook the picture of the dude that had a sign that said, "I will literally argue anything for free," and he tagged me in it, and I wanted to argue about that, and then I'm like, God damn it! I was like, there's no winning this one because if I argue about it, I'm proving his point. I just fucking dealt with it. Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, you lost. That
Occam's-
was an argument you lost.
Yeah, it was Arkham's razor. It was Arkham's razor.
Yep, it was with yourself too. You're
Occam's
like
razor?
I know that
real
it's
catch
not
22.
Occam's razor at all.
It's Occam's, yeah.
And I know that isn't what it refers to, and I know so I'm basically just pulling like an anchor man, just going when in Rome.
When in Rome.
Like that's not. I don't think that's what
I
it meant.
believe it means
Whale's
whale's
I think you're
vagina.
looking for catch-22.
Yes, it is. That's,
No, I've never seen that movie.
Yes, you have.
I read the
Actually,
book,
That's a
listened
lie.
to
You definitely have.
I have.
the band.
There's a band.
Yeah, I think they're ska. Maybe.
That makes sense. Look at Anthony. Anthony's like, I don't know what. Anthony's like, what the fuck is music?
That's
He's
not
like the only. He's like the only music out there is That's Amore. It plays on repeat as second Anthony walks into the kitchen. He's like, I'm gonna make it a sauce.
Hey, does old Frankie Blue Eyes sing it? If not, I don't know who the heck it is.
The chairman of the board.
The chairman don't sing it. I don't know it.
What's that
I
accent?
don't know. That's my very integrated first generation Italian immigrant.
Hi, I'm an Italian immigrant.
I'm the guy with the pizza box.
immigrant, okay? Let me alone, guy.
Ellis Island.
Why did you become the Canadian in South Park? Hey, guy.
Well, he's also Canadian.
It's Canadian.
Yeah, he came to Ellis Island from Canada. It was a
Yeah,
very far.
He's a dual citizen.
It's a really far.
He's like, try some of my mousse parmesan.
That's those are some things we don't joke about.
That's a fun line.
So
Don't put mousse and
all
parmesan.
right. Well, recommend from me.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love
Big
it.
time recommend. Loved it a lot.
You
I
like
know we didn't
gore?
really get into the characters too much. We just kind of talked about vibes wise, but like
Yeah, that's a good.
you gotta.
We should talk about that. The characters,
Yeah,
because I felt like the characters were lacking.
The one that I didn't care for very much was the one sister, not the little girl. I liked
The
her a
the
lot.
older daughter, the oldest
Yeah,
daughter.
yeah.
Gotta be careful saying sister because then people might think I mean Beth.
Right, true. The middle kid or whatever. she was like the one, especially when she turned Deadite. Her Deadite voice was very annoying to me.
Just because you
Didn't-
hate kids.
I do hate kids, except for my own
And-
kids
right,
and
I think
kids that I'm
that's a general
that I'm
feeling.
related to.
I think with a lot of people, yeah, even some of the ones I'm related to, I'm like, nah. I don't want to be alone
so
with
you
them.
go
with
when
most
you
of
go in
them.
the playground and you're just like, man, don't come up to me, and you're like, look, I made a friend. You're just like, fuck.
That's
I don't
like,
want, and then you got to talk to their doofus parent.
that's-
Who the doofus parent is like the fucking
that's the worst. Like
most fucking normie fucking
When-
person you could ever talk.
when I got my latest
You're
job,
like-
when I got my latest job, like I was psyched that like, for the first time in years, I have a job that I'm off on weekends. Until I realized that since my wife isn't,
Wait, the bank you had to work on weekends?
yeah,
That
Saturdays.
sucks.
Yeah, it did. Because it was like, oh, you're going to a bank. You finally get weekends off. I'm like, no, I picked a different bank. So it was great until, you realize that my wife is retail, so she doesn't have weekends off. And every kid's birthday party or get together, whatever, is
Saturday,
always on
Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. So now I'm the birthday party parent. And I am not the one
No.
that should, like, I have to sit there when it's like a birthday party. I have to go through my wardrobe and go, is this okay around kids? Like,
Oh, you do. You actually
Wait, what's
do
in
that?
your wardrobe that you gotta?
well, even like this.
Oh, your
it's got the
shirts.
fucking middle finger.
I'm
I think-
thinking like
assless
assless chaps.
Oh yeah, well that too. But I know that
Cramps.
I know assless chaps aren't okay for a kid's birthday party unless it's cowboy themed, and or Blue Oyster Cult themed. I don't know. But and then I go to these things and it's like I'm seeing like all the other parents, and first of all, 9 times out of 10, it's all mothers. I'm like the only father there, and they're always
And
like, "Oh,
Golden's
it's
like-
so good to see a dad show up," and I'm like,
yeah, this is my kind of party.
I'm just like, hey,
Wife's at work, and I got all these mingling bored housewives.
yeah, I'll talk about like,
Again, what is that voice?
what's that?
What is that's Golden's
It's
voice?
Golden's
Hey
mustache.
guys, I was just saying, did you have a curly mustache while you're doing that? You know, fucking, he's like tying people to the
Mattress
train
Golden.
tracks, and it's like I just look around and I go, I'm not fitting in with like anybody. Like at the Girl Scout bridging ceremony, one dude looked like he was straight out of Eastbound and Down.
See, there's like I have two
Like-
shirts that I don't like. I'll have shirts that I'm like I can't wear that to work, but I'll have like two. There's two shirts that I have that I'll be like I wouldn't wear to a kid's birthday party. As one is my thing long sleeve because it has you gotta be fucking kidding me on the sleeve, and the other one is my Queen Elizabeth memorial shirt that says suck suck a dick about this bitch.
See, I just my daughter is very bad word police. Like even words that you don't know that you don't think are bad. Like
Yeah.
she's one of those. Like where it'll be like I'll be like, yeah, I'll be like, oh yeah, don't jerk that. And she's like, bad word. And I'm like, I'm not. It's not a bad word because I used it in this form. I wasn't calling someone a jerk. It was talking about the original form of the word, which is to pull something hard. And she's like, it's still a bad word. I'm like, no, it's not. Or I'll be like, oh, I swear. And she's like, you shouldn't swear. I'm like, oh, you're killing me. Like, and it's
when I picked up my Girl Scout cookies, I was trying to be careful, but you know me.
that's always an adventure. When Mr. Sir comes over, and because my daughter is one of those like she'll be glued to YouTube or whatever's going on. The second there's two adults talking,
Yep, she
has like like you can hear YouTube in the background. It's so loud, and then Mr. Sir will be like, "Yeah, I don't give a damn. Bad word. I'm like, stop." I was just like, well, let's just see.
But to get back to the movie briefly, I liked Beth a lot, and I really liked Ellie, the mom. The little side characters were cool, but you knew that they were cannon fodder instantly. Like you're just
I didn't
think
they'd
they'd get taken out
I'm
that
surprised he
quickly,
didn't
though.
bring up the director being inspired by Nightmare on Elm Street. since it was mentioned in the movie.
Hate you, man. Oh,
I was,
Resident Evil Dead.
going to say, is this a slow burn?
It is a slow burn. Right? It takes forever for the first kill.
Yes. Yeah. The title isn't even on the
Yeah,
screen
you
before
put in
people are
put
dead.
in the chat that you're like, oh, I'm watching Max or Max
Mad-
Fury.
Mad
I'm watching
Max
Mad
Fury Road.
It's a slow burn.
It's a slow.
Oh,
I think this is a slow burn.
burn.
I was like, dick move, dude.
Just saying. I think a lot
the
more
least slow movie that has probably ever been put to film.
That's another movie where it's like that. The whole thing comes up where it's like, if gas is so precious, why are these vehicles got flamethrowers and stuff like that are
All
using for
about
no
access,
reason
man.
too? That they're using for no reason. They're like, well, I'm just gonna have my guitar shoot out fire. Why? Because gas is precious. Why not?
Well, they don't actually believe that. It's a control. It's a
Yeah.
use of control. That and the water as well.
That's why you got to be a libertarian in Mad Max. Overthrow the government.
Folks, we gotta take off.
All right. Well, I'm Anthony.
I'm golden.
I'm Mr. Sir.
Why, you would just
And
end
this
that
is
with
evil
a
thought we were
fucking
wrapping up.
question. That was awesome. I'm Mr. Sir.
Well, because remember the beginning of the podcast,
I'm Mr. Sir.
I signed different roles to
Oh,
each of us. Identity is
I don't
nothing.
remember that. It was